Welcome to Fiber Options 2024, the virtual awards ceremony. My name is Sandra Sider, and I was honored to be asked to be the juror for this exhibition. Let's begin with my statement. Works of abstract art dominated the Fiber Options submissions, with less than 1/3 of the pieces containing representational imagery. However, 3 of the 5 artists receiving a Jurors Award created memorable representational works showing evidence of a strong eye, along with universal themes appealing to a diverse audience. Fiber Options offers the viewer outstanding excellence in weaving, including tapestry, hand and machine embroidery, felting, painting, dyeing, fiber collage, quilting in both 2 and 3 dimensions, beading, screen printing, digital photography, and more. While most of the pieces contain cotton, silk, and/or wool, some remarkable effects, challenging the viewer at times, result from manipulated paper, woven PVC, stitched mylar, found objects, and a mud flap. In short, this exhibition shows us that fiber art is thriving in Maryland, and that this particular genre of fine art continues to stimulate our aesthetic sensibilities and prompt our appreciation of technical skill channeled through artistic inspiration. And here you have my very short bio, CV, and I'm sure you've probably seen this online, and let's just skip over that to the first work. Canino's richly textured collage in small format draws the viewer in close, and then we're rewarded with numerous fragmented details of stitching and text. While there is logic in some of the text, such as "she saw" near one of the eyes, and several texts that are near the mouth, possibly indicating speech, most of the text is too fragmented or too small to be understood. Instead, the artist seems to be representing the flashes of words, ephemera in themselves, that fly through our brains on a daily basis. These layered, incomplete messages perfectly complement her layers of fabric, paper, and embellishment. As for the face itself, the patron saint's expression is tantalizingly inscrutable. Unlike many portraits where the eyes are closed, this face most definitely does not signify sleep or a dreamlike state. While we do not engage with the subject at all, we can certainly appreciate her expression of deep concentration, as she perhaps attempts to make sense of her own ephemera. Malka Kutnick majored in painting for her MFA degree, and this artist's expertise in manipulating tonal values contributes to the visual power of her stunning presentation of fiber art. From a distance, Char looks like a burned object, as the fabric edges resemble striations in burned pieces of wood. From a different viewpoint, Char suggests the possibility of wavering flames. We can practically smell the smoke. This transformative use of materials indicates an artist with confidence and a sure hand. With ROYGBIV in the title, we naturally might expect Heather McCall's piece to incorporate digital art with an array of rainbow hues. While the colors obviously are present, this work is the exact opposite of a digital image created with something like the liquify tool in Photoshop, which is what it appears to be at first glance. Artists who work in such loose techniques of weaving and knotting usually produce organic, amorphous structures, but McCall chose the discipline of staying within a grid, while looping beyond the picture plane, resulting in a lively movement that shifts the viewer's eye around the composition. This effect is enhanced by the stark contrast of black, white, and ROYGBIV. Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants receive energy and produce oxygen. Without it, life as we know it would not be possible. This very talented artist, who works in several mediums, has beautifully captured the controlled energy of photosynthesis through color and texture in a surface that seems to breathe luminosity. Delicate images created in silk fusion, enriched by the fibers of actual silk cocoons, expertly blend her materials and technique. Tapestry weaving, in which only the weft threads can be seen, provides an excellent surface for representational imagery in fiber art. In this bright piece by Mary Jane Svensson, her use of a twill weave in neutral gray creates diagonal movement in the background that enlivens her textile garden, and the light gray color seems to push flowers and butterflies out towards the viewer. Embellished by hand embroidery and touches of paint, Here Comes the Sun shows us a traditional weaver daring to improve on her basic craft. Blue earth epitomizes the artistic possibilities of small format objects. In this instance, our watery planet is represented in miniature by a felt vessel, delicate and precious. Its volumetric shape suggests a skin for carrying water, a metaphor supported by the wooden handle. With clusters of threads suggesting continents, this geographic imagery reinforces the concept of our Earth as a container that holds us. But who is taking care of the Earth? How long will it be seen from space as a blue jewel? This vivid piece by Sarah Evans appeals to the viewer by its provocative small scale. By combining digital photography with fiber collage, Jayne Gaskins creates vibrant narratives that draw us into the scene. With a nod to realistic imagery, she lets her imagination play with pattern and color, such as what we see on the right leg of the musician. Like many of her subjects, the musician here seems oblivious to passers-by as well as to the viewer. He is in his own world, relating to the music that we cannot hear. The relaxed mood of this piece is enhanced by uneven borders, jagged and jazzy. This art quilt, pieced and then densely stitched in vertical lines, connects the viewer to colors and tastes of saltwater taffy, a sweet treat usually sold at beach resorts. Looking closely, we can see the flavors of banana, licorice, watermelon, mint, and much more. The solid colors fairly zing with excitement, nicely offset by calmer strips of black and white. These brilliant colors also reference the beach itself, covered with colorful blankets, umbrellas, and vacationers in swimsuits. Scorched Grasslands packs a visual punch with a solitary rustic structure surrounded by a fiery expanse that did not quite reach the building, or at least not yet. This artist created a sense of tension by making the building so small against the encroaching grassland. We become engaged with the scene, wondering if there were inhabitants and whether they escaped before the fire encircled them. And as we can see, wet felting provides an excellent medium for sculptural effects. While the wool fabric becomes quite strong in this process, it remains malleable and conducive to creativity, like this. Wen Redmond's crown point embodies landscape imagery that compresses time into 4 vertical panels of digital printing. Is the scenery different relative to different times of the day, or are we looking at seasonal changes? Ethereal tones and shifting perspective add to the mystery. Redmond's ingenious installation has mounted the 4 panels to float on an equally mysterious background, lake, sky, or mountain, that keeps us guessing. Crown Point passes the text of an excellent work of art. We can look at it for a very long time, constantly learning something new. Thank you to all the artists who submitted work to Fiber Options. You made my job difficult, but also very enjoyable.